Hey everyone, let's take a look at the Creativity Toolbox by LEGO Super Mario. This is set number 71418, and I believe it has roughly 588 bricks. And just by first impressions, this looks very nice. You can see it's got nice colorful box art. Everything's nicely laid out. Look at all those colors of bricks. But sadly, LEGO Mario is not included. Well, he's never to be found, especially in big box stores, so I don't know where he's been hiding off to. Create your own levels. I don't know about that. So you got to have these three sets here in order to play with this set. Now, I checked online. There is not even a building guide to be found. So what does that mean? I don't know. I'm hoping there's one in this box. As big as the box is, you think they'll be able to fit a manual in here. So let's head over to the Lego table and let's see. At first glance, this looks like a very fun, colorful set. Looks like we have plenty of things to do, but there's more than meets the eye. So this is basically a free build set. They do give you instructions to build various items and stuff, so once you get past all that, then you can put together the maze or the setup the way you want. So as you can see here, we have various bushes, we have trees, clouds, some of these mushroom pillar things, I forgot what those are called. We have some figures in here that are brick built, and plenty of these useless barcode scanning things, and we got a flag and stuff like that in here, and we'll take a 360 tour. Now, there's some good building strategies and items out here, like these trees. Mushrooms, I've seen these around a few times. These palm trees are pretty cool, and the cacti. Here's the back. You really can't tell which way is which. So most of the stuff is just brick built. And essentially what this is like an expansion pack for your expansion packs. So you have to have the starter course for this to work. Basically, if you have the starter course, you have the starter minifigure, you can actually make your own mazes up and your own runs and just basically have fun with this. And it does look like it's fun. But let's review it from a person such as myself who does not have a starter course. What do we get? Now this set retails for $59.99. So this is essentially what you get. So without the starter course, this is all you can do. You could be creative like myself and use a sig fig or any kind of minifigure and just run through the course. It just depends on where your start is at on this. So just going to have them start here and have them go boing boing boing, ding ding ding. Well, we'll get that later. Boing boing ding 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 ding, boing 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 boing. Boing ding 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 ding, boing 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 boing, ding 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 ding, boing 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 boing, boing 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 ding ding boing boing ding ding, boing boing ding 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 ding. And that essentially is about what you can do with it. So like these characters, depends on which ones you're looking at, have a scan code on them, some of them do not. And so you can see that was pretty much about as much fun as I had with it. So you could still pretend with a sig fig, but that's about it. That's all you can do with it. Let's dive right on into the review. Okay, so first off, build quality. Some of this stuff can easily come off. Some things are pretty sturdy. These trees just barely hang on with a stud, and of course picking this up is almost impossible. So if you try to pick this up, that's what would happen. Build experience. What was my build experience like with this? Do you really want me to be honest with you on this? It was horrific. The building guide just make this set really horrible. It was dragging the build out just continuously. Sometimes they would tell you you're building multiples, sometimes they won't. The building guide was just being mean about it. So it was getting very repetitious. It was basically a boring set all around. I was getting bored with it. The beginning of it didn't seem too bad. But after a few builds of this, I was getting bored. I think the main reason is because there's no starter course, which leads to playability. If you have the starter course, honestly, there's a lot of stuff you could do here. You could reconfigure this into different mazes and such, and you could really go ham on this. But without a starter course, and you use a figure, you could use your imagination like I did, but the play value would be short-lived. Unfortunately, this was just pretty boring for me. Just wasn't fun. So I would have to say that the play value without the starter course is non-existent. Could this be dropped in a city? Not really. Just nothing really complete. You can maybe borrow the trees, maybe some of the bushes, some of these other things like these torches. You could borrow these and put them in a city. I'm sure they would work. But as for the build as itself, it's not really, you really couldn't. Could you use this in a mock? Could you make a mock out of this? I'm sure you can make your own custom themes and your own custom stunts and mazes and layouts and all sorts of stuff. So you could do that. So I could see this being used for that. Okay, so that would be a really good positive there. Honestly though, in summation with the project, it was pretty much a dull build for an adult. So somebody like myself who's a full-grown adult, grew up with Mario, this looks fun, but it is just not fun. It just didn't cut it for me. And without the starter course, it's basically $59.99 worth of parts that you could get out of any Lego Basics set. I mean, it's very overpriced to me, in my opinion, in terms of that. Now, you do get 588 bricks. I would say it's on the top end of the scale, but for what we got in here, for the amount and the play value, no. And if you find it on sale, this would make a great part out set for like your collection. There's lots of basic bricks, lots of unique pieces such as these flame pieces, lots of candle pieces. Everything in here is printed. There's no stickers except for these right here, but these were already pre-applied to the bricks. You don't have to fight with those. But for me personally, this just wasn't a good set. And when I was building it, I was getting frustrated. I had to break the build down into 2 sessions just because it was starting to get boring. You know, for this being a very, what I consider a lengthy review for something very basic, you know, I understand that this course would be really cool if you had a starter figure. But without the starter figure, this is essentially what you're getting. Probably about maybe 3 or 4 minutes of playtime, and that's it. So tell me what you think. Is this something you may be interested in? For me personally, I just walk right past this. I wouldn't even waste my time personally. But that's just my opinion.